What is the Hawksbill sea turtle? Not particularly large compared to other sea turtles, hawksbills grow up to about 45 inches in shell length and 150 pounds in weight. While young, their carapace, or upper shell, is heart-shaped, and as they mature it elongates. Their strikingly colored carapace is serrated and has overlapping scutes, or thick bony plates. The hawksbill turtle's tapered head ends in a sharp point resembling a bird's beak, hence its name. A further distinctive feature is a pair of claws adorning each flipper. Male hawksbills have longer claws, thicker tails, and somewhat brighter coloring than females. Hawksbills are named for their narrow, pointed beak. They also have a distinctive pattern of overlapping scales on their shells that form a serrated look on the edges. These colored and patterned shells make them highly valuable and commonly sold as tortoiseshell in markets. Hawksbills are found mainly throughout the world's tropical oceans, predominantly in coral reefs. They feed mainly on sponges by using their narrow pointed beaks to extract them from crevices on the reef, but also eat sea anemones and jellyfish. Sea turtles are the living representatives of a group of reptiles that has existed on Earth and traveled our seas for the last 100 million years. They are a fundamental link in marine ecosystems and help maintain the health of coral reefs and seagrass beds. In an unexpected move, governments adopted strong decisions to help tackle the illegal trade of sea turtles and stop their rapid decline. Countries will work together to improve monitoring, detection, and law enforcement activities in coastal areas and trade points for this far-ranging species. At the same time, there must be increased accountability and oversight of fishing vessels in marine turtle landing sites. Lastly, DNA sampling is required to improve the traceability of illegal products and their origins, which will also help in monitoring illegal activity and population declines. Hawksbills help maintain the health of coral reefs. As they remove prey such as sponges from the reef's surface, they provide better access for reef fish to feed. They also have cultural significance and tourism value. For example, for local residents in the Coral Triangle, the flow of visitors who come to admire turtles is a vital source of income. Habitat and diet. Hawksbill turtles are found throughout the tropical waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. They avoid deep waters, preferring coastlines where the sponges they like to feed on are abundant, and sandy nesting sites are within reach. These highly migratory reptiles help maintain a healthy coral reef ecosystem. Hawksbills are omnivorous and will also eat mollusks, marine algae, crustaceans, sea urchins, fish, and jellyfish. Their hard shells protect them from many predators, but they still fall prey to large fish, sharks, crocodiles, octopuses, and humans. Reproduction. Like other sea turtles, hawksbills make incredible migrations in order to move from feeding sites to nesting grounds, normally on tropical beaches. Every 2 to 5 years, female hawksbills return to the beaches where they were born to nest, which normally takes place in shallow waters close to the shore. The nesting procedure begins when the turtles leave the sea to choose an area to lay their eggs. They dig a pit in the sand, fill it with 130 to 160 eggs, and then cover it. At this stage the turtles retreat to the sea, leaving the eggs, which will hatch in about 60 days. The most dangerous time of their lives comes when hatchlings make the journey from their nests to the sea. Crabs and flocks of gulls voraciously prey on the young turtles during this short scamper. Threats to survival. Like many sea turtles, hawksbills are critically endangered due mostly to human impact. Tortoise shells have been prized among humans since ancient Egypt and, with their stunning shells, Hawksbills are no exception. The International Union for Conservation of Nature estimates that millions of hawksbills have been killed within the last 100 years for the tortoiseshell trade. Though the legal international hawksbill shell trade ended in 1993, trade continues. Hawksbill eggs are still eaten around the world despite the turtle's international protected status, and they are often killed for their flesh as well. These graceful sea turtles are also threatened by accidental capture in fishing nets. Habitat loss is another serious threat facing hawksbill turtles. Coastal development has reduced the space available for them to nest, while rising temperatures associated with global climate change is killing the coral reefs they rely on for food. Conservation? Hawksbill turtles are protected by international agreements like the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, CITES, and the Convention on Migratory Species. This level of international cooperation is essential to the conservation of hawksbills given their wide geographic range. Advocates are also working to protect the hawksbill turtles' habitats by designating them marine sanctuaries or aquatic preserves, while researchers like Photo Archage fellow Daniel Aus are gathering data on hawksbill populations to help raise awareness among local communities and improve conservation strategies. The actual age that hawksbill sea turtles reach sexual maturity is unknown. Mating occurs roughly every 2 to 3 years, mainly in shallow waters. Copulation usually begins near the shore. Hawksbills leave the water only during the breeding season when females dig nests in the sand, typically near vegetation. The entire nesting process takes 1 to 3 hours. They clear the area and dig a pit in the sand. They lay their eggs in the pit, then fill it with sand using their hind limbs. After the eggs are laid and buried, they immediately return to the sea. After about 2 months, the hatchling turtles emerge at night. The light reflected off the water from the sky guides them to the sea. These days, car headlights, street lamps, or lights on buildings near the beach cause some hatchlings to travel in the wrong direction. Waiting herons make fast meals of other hatchlings. Any babies still on the beach in the morning are easily picked off by predators or die in the hot sun. It is thought that when the surviving hatchlings reach maturity, they return to the beach where they hatched to lay their eggs. Like all turtles, the hard carapace of hawksbills discourages predators. Adult turtles are still consumed by humans, sharks, and occasionally crocodiles. Nests are commonly robbed by terrestrial predators such as dogs, raccoons, rats, mongooses, and humans. Directly after hatching, hawksbill turtles make the journey to water. Although this trip only takes a few minutes, many hatchlings are preyed upon by various gulls, herons, and large crabs. The hawksbill turtle is one of the smallest species of turtle. It is characterized by a narrow, pointed beak and a beautiful patterned shell, and it inhabits the warm, tropical coastline waters of the world's oceans, from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific and Indian Ocean as well. It's difficult to know precisely how many hawksbill turtles exist but research suggests that there are only 5 populations worldwide, made up of around 8,000 turtles in total, and with only 1,000 females nesting annually. Turtles leave the sea to lay their eggs on the beach. They will choose a spot, dig a hole, lay their eggs, cover them up and return to the sea, leaving their eggs behind. The eggs will remain buried for around 60 days until they hatch. The sandy seabed provides them with perfect sites for nesting. Hawksbill turtles nest every 2 to 3 years and lay an amazing 60 to 200 eggs every nesting season. The beautiful hawksbill shell is tough and effectively protects them from predators. However, they still fall prey to sharks, crocodiles, octopus, and the biggest predator of all, humans. Their beautiful gold and brown patterned shells, also known as tortoiseshell, are hunted and sold illegally on the black market. They are used to create ornamental products and valuable jewelry,
Thanks for watching. Drop a like. Leave a comment on what would you like to see next. And don't forget to subscribe. Animal Facts 101.